Here we go with part 3, building data. Following the weather tab is the building data tab. Think of this as you starting to put together your basis of design for the project. As you populate these tables, you're specifying the properties of your building components up front, which makes incorporating them into your load calcs extremely easy, as we'll see in future steps. The first 5 inputs on this tab actually aren't required. This is just more documentation for you and your team. Plan rotation is where you specify your building's orientation. If plan north is off from true north, this is where you input the number of degrees that it's off. This is a good time to point out HVAKR's help feature. If you click this book icon, it'll pull up a brief description of the input and typically a reference or some typical values for that input. In this case, it clarifies that you need to input the number of degrees needed to shift true north such that it aligns with plan north, with positive numbers being clockwise. You can click that blue book for almost any input in the next few steps here. The next input is your building type. This is where you specify the rough building mass and glazing properties of your project. It does not need to be exact. If you just get an approximate estimate, HVAKR is able to accurately calculate the time delay in the heat transfer due to the thermal mass of your building. Next, you're going to build out your tables for walls, windows, roof, and slab types. Starting with walls, start by adding a new wall type. Once you name your wall type, select the wall data most closely associated with that wall type. Then you define the overall U value of that wall and the surface absorptions of that wall. And again, you can use the help feature if you're not quite sure what U value to use or that information is not available. You're going to add a wall type for every exterior wall on your project. Once all the wall types present on your project are filled out, you're ready to move on to windows. You'll be populating this table in the same fashion. Roofs and slabs are done in the same manner. One feature that will save you a lot of time is this import from project feature. This is where you can take tables that you've already created on past projects and import them into your new projects. In this case, I've created projects that are IECC code minimum building envelope components. By clicking this, I can import all of my wall data with just a click. This saves me from having to type it in all over again. I recommend doing this for recurring project types that you have, and you can do this for your walls, windows, roofs, and your slabs as well. All right, once your walls, windows, roof, and slab are outlined, you're on to the final step in developing your basis of design, space criteria, which takes us to part 4.